What's going on to you, Gemini? So you have the High Priestess, the Five of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Ace of Swords, the Moon, Six of Swords, Five of Wands, the Tower, Ten of Wands, and last but not least, we have the Death card. So what I'm seeing here for you, Geminis, I have sunscreen on my face, but what I'm seeing here for you, Geminis, is a lot of you Geminis happen to be in a situation right now where the High Priestess, the Five of Cups, and the Hanged Man is more so about how a lot of you Geminis want to be alone right around now. A lot of y'all want to be by yourselves. Still getting to know people, but you don't really care if you're single, right? You're only going to, how do I say this? Like, you want to be, eventually you'll get back to talking to other people, but for right now, you want to be single. The Five of Cups and the Hanged Man, because for you Geminis, you're not really seeing a lot of the quality people that really have character, and because of that lack of quality, people who, so many people who lack character, to the point where you realize that right now you may need a little bit of a break from getting to know people, because of how many people just seem to be, like I said, playing games. So the Ace of Swords and the Moon now represents, so as a result of this, a lot of you Geminis, not really interested in being in a relationship, not trying to crush people or break anyone's heart per se, because maybe you do have people, right, Five of Cups, who are interested in you, but a lot of you Geminis are telling them straight, like, look, you don't really want to be with anybody right now. And it's not because you dislike them. No, it's just that you really want to just kind of, because when you try to get to know so many people, it's difficult because so many people reject you. And at first it's cool, but what gets you upset is the idea that, when a lot of you Geminis, now that you know the game, you have a good indication or a good understanding of when people are lying. So people will try to act like, oh no, they got somebody, and it's like, come on, like, you lying. Come on. The person doesn't even know you, and they already lying to you already. And it's like they don't even have to say anything. They could just be like, oh, okay, whatever. Don't reply to that or whatever. But as soon as you meet people, it's almost like they're immediately lying to you, Geminis. Then you later find out how much of a lie they were, because how many different things they were lying about. Now you Geminis are like, you over here shaking your head like you can't believe that you actually have to start over to get to know another person, due to the fact that the person just couldn't be real about who they were from the very beginning. So then you have the Six of Swords, and then the Six of Swords now is about how, so since this is the case, a lot of you Geminis have to understand that, while since that's the case, it just seems like, yeah, more people are attracted to you and more people are trying to talk to you right now more than they did in the last couple of months. But the quality of the people, you just see a lot of the quality of the people, like, low quality. And it has nothing to do with how much particularly their profession is or how much money they particularly make. It's just that the level of the character that they happen to be is low class, because so many people are so caught up with how much money a person makes, because they're really looking for a trophy partner, right? Someone that they could really prop up as a trophy. They're not really looking to really be in love, establish a family, establish trust, a real relationship, create a family, build on that family, and actually leave a legacy behind and have it grow into a dynasty, right? A legal, legitimate dynasty. No, people are on some ego stuff. People are so delusional. They're not even aware of what they're doing in certain regards. They're more so looking for a trophy, which essentially is wasting time, because So now you have the Five of Wands. And this is where you realize that you got to get away from those people. This is what the fuss is about. The idea that you Geminis are not going to be just okay with people who are trash, individuals who they don't want to aspire for excellence. They're just okay with being trashy, and most people are okay with that, because they're really, most people are at baseline or below. Baseline or below. Most people don't want to be excellent, because the minute you start talking about, let's exercise, let's start drinking more water, let's start looking at our health, let's start working out, let's start living a healthier lifestyle, going to bed at a proper time, right? Which represents values. You value having energy for the day. You value being clean. You value things like this. Now all of a sudden, people start trying to make it seem like working out is too much. They'd rather sit at home and play video games the whole day, every day, no exercise, and just smoke what they smoke. And the things that the Tower now represents, and as a result, the Tower is about how, and this is the thing that's frustrating a lot of you Geminis, because you see that, and a lot of you are like, if this is all it is that's out, you might as well just be by yourselves for a little bit. You're not trying to extremely or harshly judge people, but a lot of you Geminis just see it like you're gonna take some time, look right, understand what you've learned, take some time, pay attention to the lessons, like I said, the lessons that you've learned, and then you're going to get back out there and talk to people. 10 of Wands in the Death card, making that transition from once dating to now being single for a while. Everybody, without exception, needs to be single. Everybody, without exception, needs to have at least a few relationships in their life. They need to get that experience up. And I don't necessarily mean miles. I mean, get the experience up to know what it's like to be in a relationship with somebody enough to where they actually know what their strengths are. My strengths are, some of my strengths, I'm not going to name all of them, but some of my strengths are, I'm very good at solving problems, protection, things like that, thinking for the future, things like that. So as a result, right, being quote unquote smarter, whatever that means, than the average individual, those are the things that play into my strengths. And for you Geminis, you have strengths as well. It's just that when you are single, it gives you time for you to be able to start to think about those strengths. Because if you're in relationship after relationship and you don't know your strengths, you don't know the things that you need to work on, i.e. your weaknesses. For me it was my anger, the ability to not have patience and kind of want to have certain things my way. But even if I turned out to be right about those people overall, I realized that what I should have done better was I should have not stayed, no way, but I should have stayed patient. I should have been more patient to see that, okay, these people are playing games, enough to know that to leave. You understand what I'm saying? So let's clarify some of these cards. So to clarify, let's clarify the Death card. So to clarify, I'm on now. So to clarify, the Death card, you have the Six of Wands, Two of Swords, the Hierophant, and then you have the King of Wands. So for you Geminis, this you wanting to be single will be good for you, because like I said, it gives you time to really understand yourselves better and to understand who you really are, right? Because for me personally, I need certain things. I need my space sometimes. For you Geminis, you may want to be up underneath your partner all the time. I don't know. It just depends on who you are and what you really need. And a lot of times when you're in a relationship, after relationship, you blend the relationships together and you don't really get a chance to really understand better who you are, because you're going from person to person. Then you have the Hierophant and the King of Wands. So now that a lot of you, and I'm not saying that you Geminis do that, I'm saying it in a general sense. What occurs, what happens. So now that you Geminis are in a space where you're single and you're just chilling for a little while, now you have you have a better understanding of who you are and where it is that you're going, so that the next time you start to talk to people, y'all will be better Gemini.